Welcome back to another episode of Jesus Spin Time Podcast. I'm your host, Jesus. I hope everybody's doing well. It's been, a lot this past week, with the debate and Trump being positive with COVID-19. So, it's been a lot. But in a good news, my birthday's this week. Yay! Episode 3 and my birthday. This is so amazing. Yeah, I will not do anything about this week or any weekend. So, saving money. That's what I'm doing right now. Trying to get the PlayStation 5. Yes, I like video games. I'm not like a lot of people and all the friends of mine that are hardcore video gamers, but I love video games and I buy them once in a while. So PS5 I think is the perfect one. I still have the PS3 but it doesn't matter. I just use it to entertain, like video games. I play with the family also and watch Blu-ray movies. But anyway, moving along, this episode, I'm going to talk about secret societies. Those secret, supposedly, societies that do a lot of stuff behind the quarantine. Like some of them we know, like the Illuminati, of course. But this came up because I was listening the other day. Talk is Jericho. If you don't know who is that means you don't know about wrestling or heavy metal music. He is the champion from AEW, Chris Jericho. He was in WCW, WWE, and now AEW. So he has his own podcast, Talk is Jericho. Also, he is the lead singer of his band, Fozzy. Great, by the way. You should listen to it. Both the band and the podcast. So he was got a person, Isaac Westhunt, whatever. I cannot even pronounce his last name. But even that is not his real name. He's the one that started the whole Illuminati blog in the internet years ago, and also he got his website, IlluminatiWatcher.com. So I love conspiracy theories. I would just enjoy reading and knowing about them. So I felt like that would be a nice episode to discuss. So I have my top 3 secret societies, but I'm going to say this is interesting because not a lot of people know what it is. It's an organization or a club whose activities, events, inner functions, or membership are concealed from non-members. In other words, a secret society is just a really, really secret for the rest of the humanity. It's just specific people can get in, and you have to be invited by one of the members. So that's interesting. There's a lot of stuff that they do that I don't know, and most of the people that they talk about it, conspiracy theorists, they say they do rituals, they take blood from kids and all that stuff like that, crazy stuff. I still debate on that, but what you can do is what it is. But let's start with the first one. The first one that I got, number 3, is the Knight Templar. I don't know if you heard about them. Most likely, maybe indirectly, maybe. So the Knight Templar is related to the Crusades. I don't know if you remember the 1118 during the Crusades when Jerusalem and his people want to go to the Holy Land, whatever. There were some crusades over there. So this was created by Christians to protect the pilgrims against other whatever group of other countries or counties, whatever. And mainly those people were, completely good. They don't drink, no swearing, no gambling. So if you were completely straight, that will be your calling. Be a knight, because no alcohol, no swearing at all. It's completely clean up scene. So they cannot have fun. They have to obey and be obedience to Christianity and protect the people. So that was interesting for me because, wow, that was hard. Just imagine being one of those members right now. It will be hard, with all the drinking, parties, and swearing. It would be hard for them, definitely. So anyway, move along. These people are basically on Europe. After the Crusades, they actually were ordered to disassemble completely, and then in I think it's October 1307, I think it was King Philip that ordered to arrest and torture all the members of the group because they denied a loan. So they were convicted of crimes by the king of France. So yeah, they went completely bad on that side of the king. I forgot to say they actually they built and create the bank. So for pilgrims to deposit money and withdraw their money on their own country. I don't know how they did it. They create the banks. I think they are the beginning. That's the beginning of banks, financial. And I think that was the part where society started using currency of money and using banks. And that's what happened. The king got upset with them in order to arrest them and torture them. And 2 years later, around 1309, the king actually ordered to burn at least dozens of members of the Knight Templar for the same thing. They just for the crimes supposedly they committed, and they just were denying a loan to the kid. So it's just like right now saying no to the president. Just think about it. Say no to the president, to Trump. He could be arguing with you and go to Twitter and destroy you via Twitter and also social media. It will be the same right now in that part. But by 1312, the group was dissolved by the Pope Clement V. He got pressure from from the French crown, so that was the end of that social, secret society. Supposedly, so it was the end of it. But there are rumors that they actually gathered some artifacts like the Holy Grail. So if you read the book, the Da Vinci Code, and saw the movie, that's the group that protects the Holy Grail. That was secret knights that were during the past centuries, just going protecting the Grail. So it was not the Illuminati; it was the Knight Templar. And the symbol of they were using it was the cross of Lorraine. So that red cross that you see on the Crusades and the movies and the Da Vinci Code, that's what it is. Knight Templar. Those are the members. Those were the knights protecting the pilgrims and Christianity. So there's a lot of confusion in that. I learned that actually by doing my research a little bit about them because I heard of them. And that's what I think. It's just these people were so close to the Crusades and dissolved in 1312, but actually they keep doing it for years. And I think that's still happening. They're still there. They're just living in the darkness, protecting the secrets of Christianity, the secret of the Crusades, what happened. I don't know if that's gonna be true. That's my thinking, that's what I think and my opinion. Now let's go to the second secret society. It's gonna be the Freemasons. Who haven't heard of them? Come on, you have to heard of them. You have to even see them nowadays. The symbol they use is the square and compass. You have to see them somewhere because they actually been, I would say, in society for the last 3 centuries, I would say. And even in the United States, when the Constitution was signed, there were 13 of 39 men that signed the U.S. Constitution were members of the Freemasons society. Just imagine that. 13 of 39 men that signed the Constitution were part of that group. So, you can imagine now and think about it. If that is completely true or not, I don't have idea because I was not there. But if we go back to history, and see the facts and all this stuff and read about it and start connecting the dots, it makes sense. Why they want to create a constitution, create a democracy? Because they can have the freedom. Remember, Europe at that point, it was really strict, especially on religion. So the United States became the land of the free, the freedom, the American dream, where people can believe in whatever and think whatever. Nowadays, it's not. Whatever you think and whatever opinion you have, it would create chaos. But anyway, back to this. So supposedly, some of those members were George Washington, James Monroe, Benjamin Franklin, John Hancock, and Paul Revere. Revere, I think it is. My apologies if I cannot pronounce them very well. My apologies, but you can Google them. So supposedly those men were part of the group. So just imagine, they were the one that signed the Constitution. That's a good example of manipulation, because you do not see that in the books. And by the way, I found this on the History Channel website. So I don't know if it's that true or not, but still, you don't see this on the history books in high school, on college. So our founding fathers were part of that group. Maybe not. And supposedly this group was traced back to the Middle Ages in Europe, where they actually were builders and create cathedrals or big church during that time. The sign, like I said, they have signs and symbols on them, and that's how you recognize them. They were part of the Freemasons. And supposedly they were founded in 1717 and quickly spread across Europe and America colonies. So you can see how, long it's been compared to the Knight Templar. That's Knight Templar being longer, but we don't know if they still, as a group after 1312. But this one is more recently. It's been now over 300 years since it was founded, and they still in here, and they do rituals, and they are not a religion. It just they believe in the universe. Like there's a supreme being, a great architecture of the universe. They believe on something. So most of the Catholics, the Christians, and other religions call it God. And I don't want to mention other ones incorrectly, so my apologies. But they believe in one supreme being like any other religion, but they do not consider themselves a religion. Just like how Buddhists, Buddhists. Damn it! I cannot even pronounce it today. That freaking word. So Buddha. It's a style or lifestyle. It's not a religion either. But they do rituals over there, and they created an Asian Arabic order nobles of mystic shrine or the Shriners in 1870, and you can see that it was in New York, and you can see that everywhere. That little hat that looks like a freaking bucket with a rope on the top. That is part of the Freemasons. I never liked those people. The Shriners with the freaking bucket hats and the robe on the top. I don't like them. They are so freaking, suspicious. I don't know, they always secretive. And supposedly to be part of the group, you need to be invited by one of the members, and then you have to go through secret rituals and stuff that you need to go through to make sure that you can make it to the end, make sure you are worthy to be part of the group. And I just oh my god, this is so interesting, but at the same time, why you want to be like that? Why you want to do? What's the point of that? And then I just think about it for a little bit. I think about it for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? It's because it's a huge network of people, and most likely there's gonna be CEOs, presidents of the companies, and maybe some other people from the government, not different government around the world, and they just know each other, and they just help to each other. But at the end, they're gonna ask you to do something. It's always like the mafia. You ask for a favor or ask for money, you better be ready, because when they come back, you better pay. So let's see. And talking about the symbols, like I said, it's the square with the compasses. So supposedly the all-seeing eye, that also is part of the Freemasons. You can see it behind the dollar bills. So George Washington supposedly was the one that started all, but with the dollar bills. But I don't know about the all seeing eye. So it's been used for so many years and over the centuries, and I don't think that is gonna be, part of the, I would say the Freemasons, because that could be Illuminati, it could be so many groups, and I think it's just another symbol that just means whatever. It just like the God is watching you all the time. That could be the meaning of it. It depends on you. You can give the meaning that you want. You have to think that it doesn't mean that exactly. And let's move along. So to number 1, and you know what it is. I mentioned it already a few times. The Illuminatis. Illuminatis. So that word is being used so literally on the last 20 years now. Like whatever secret society it is, we call it Illuminati, or whatever ritual we see on YouTube now, or whatever on the street, we call it Illuminati. It could be something else. Think about it. The Catholics did a lot of torture. What about the Crusades? They killed a lot of people in the name of God and Jesus, whatever. Those were rituals from Christianity and Catholic religions. So, just a little bit of food for the mind right there. But Illuminati was founded by the Professor Adam Weishaupt. That freaking last name again. Anyway, in 1776, I put on my notes over here. Conservative Catholic Church and monarchy. So in Bavaria monarchy, I think it is the name of the country. I'm sorry, I'm really bad pronouncing names that I do not know. My bad. I really apologize. But they've been really mysterious for so many years, and honestly, they are the ones that manipulate, the supposedly the governments. They are the ones that create opportunities. They are the ones supposedly that are the 1% that controls the whole humanity. The ones supposedly that manipulate now the weather and earthquakes and also the market. Whatever crisis is happening around the world, they are the ones creating the chaos. Supposedly they were involved in the French Revolution, even supposedly to the JF Kennedy assassination also. Supposedly they have been everywhere. And that's why I like to put them on the top, because it's the main society that everyone knows. You can mention Illuminati and they have an idea that it's a secret society right away. It's just like you talk about UFOs, aliens, and what happened? Area 51. Same. It's supposedly was a secret, but not that much of the secret because everyone knew. Same with the Illuminati. They have done so many things that we don't know, and supposedly they are some members of the Freemasons group being part of the Illuminati too. There's so many things, and it's hard to tell which one are actually true and which one are not true, like they are lies. It's hard because there's so many people and so many conspiracy theories out there to read about that it's just hard to follow. But I like this kind of stuff. It make me, think about humanity. Make me think how was society before my time. How was the government? How religion was? Just think about it. We haven't learned a lot. We still do the same thing over and over. So, secret societies always will be there. One, because they are against the government or the way of that the government and laws are in that current time. Maybe they just believe in something and people push them away, like happened with the Christianity during the Crusade, that they have so different belief from the Christians and they were, killed and burned alive. So maybe that could be the reason. Maybe the society, actually, the secret societies are not bad at all. What about is actually they are the ones that they trying to give us freedom? What about that? Think about it. Those people could be the ones just trying to show us a way, the correct path. And because it's different, or the government or Catholics or our religion that we know doesn't accept it, they're gonna put lies that is incorrect, that's wrong, that's the devil, or that's bad, and we're gonna follow that because it's bad, because that they know supposedly what's good for us, instead of us using our own judgment. Honestly, I do not consider myself a religious person. The reason I say that, I grew up in a Catholic country, and I went to a Catholic school for so many years. And they push religion, Catholic, all this stuff, that you have to do this, have to do that, because that's how it is, and that's how it's stated for so many years. And when you ask the question, why? And they say, because it's stated over here in the book, on the Bible. And why? Again, they cannot answer. They just push it like you have to. That's not a good reason. Those things in that book, it was thousand years ago. Society now is different. We can do, some stuff, but I will not gonna let that to dictate my life. I live my life the way I want it, but of course I'm gonna live my life safe, make sure I'm doing good, make sure I try to show my kids how to behave, have really good values. That's what it matters. Just love, be compassionate, friendly, helpful, those things right is, because if you go back, supposedly, you read about it in the Bible, they put the Bible, half the Old Testament was when God, it was bad, like he gonna punish you if you don't follow him, and supposedly it was love. God is love and he forgive you for all, but they punish. He was a punisher. And then the New Testament changed, and Jesus Christ came and supposedly to teach us about God, and that he was the love of God. He was teaching that everything's love, and he didn't teach us to go to church. He teaches us to follow him and love everybody and be helpful, kind, compassionate. Those are things we need to do, and that's where I just go in and I believe there's something bigger than us out there, and I believe in stuff in the universe, that we are all connected. I'm a good person. I got values, but I would not let any thing to dictate my life. I live my life the way I want it. I respect the belief of everybody. I respect all the religions. Why? Because you are free will. You have a free will to believe on whatever and think whatever you want. And I respect that. So I expect everyone to respect that too. Oh, I forgot to mention something about the secret societies, especially about Illuminatis. Supposedly, Illuminatis are connected to aliens. Yeah. So take just a moment to think about it. Aliens. Why we have seen so many UFOs in the last 5 years, and before that, the government they start denying, and giving us lies. And now it's just suddenly, oh, we have evidence. Oh, we have a video. We have this and we have that. I know it's 2020, and that we are waiting for that to see the aliens. So that's all I'm saying. Only thing that I'm thinking about, like, these secret societies are in contact with them supposedly. I would love to see that. I want it too. It will be great, to meet them and see what they can do for us. So I think that's all I got for today. Secret societies is a really interesting area that I like to read about and learn about. There's so many secret societies out there that we don't know. Even now, there are new ones. My advice: just read about them, just to make sure you know a little bit, in case there's someone's talking about. At least you can have a nice conversation. And just don't believe everything that is on the internet, what people say. Just use your own judgment. Think about it. Connect the dots. That's the best way to do it. Connect the dots. Okay? Because your mind will make you believe of whatever you want to believe. In that note, well, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. I will see you in next week. Hopefully, I will bring another episode. I don't know yet what it's going to be. Hopefully something a little bit more interesting than this. Well, this is interesting for me, and there's a lot of people are gonna like it, but something a little bit fun, hopefully. Well, thank you for listening. Remember, keep spinning. Hey, it's me again. Just spin time. I just want to say, if you like wrestling and you are a big fan, or if you just like origin stories, please go to my brother podcast, First Match. Jesse Kage, he's the host. He got an amazing podcast about wrestlers' origin stories, their first experience, how they became fan and how they became wrestlers, and the first match. You're gonna learn so many things. And today was the final episode of season 1, but he's coming back with more. He got really great people. He got Chris Jericho, he got Charles Robinson, one of the best, and I think it's the best referee of wrestling industry. They have all their stuff coming. Also, legends, a superstar of today. Just go ahead and listen to First Match podcast, and just listen to all the episodes. Subscribe, comment, share it. I know you're gonna enjoy it, especially if you're a big fan like me of wrestling. Also, listen to my good friends La Trifulca podcast. That's gonna be in Spanish. Eso es para todas mis amistades, familia, todo que sean hispano. Escuchen La Trifulca. Okay, go and listen to the Trifulca. That's everyone that speaks Spanish. They can listen to it. They have some, maybe I think 1 or 2 in English, but mainly it's for Hispanic wrestling. So they're gonna have a lot of stuff talking whether about WWE, Impact, AEW, or Mexico AAA, or Puerto Rico Lucha Libre. Well, go ahead and listen to those two podcasts. They are really good people, good friends of mine. So thank you for listening. Have a good one. Keep spinning.